full call can't beat them. I thought we were working.
I have like 1/10 of this fucking bottle left. I'm all the way dicked.
Okay. I'm also drinking.
Welcome to Pretty Much
No
Experts. Fuck. I can't even see right now. I'm Robert John. I am in Dublin, Ireland. And here is Mikey over there, live from the car. A new setting.
Yeah. Not drinking and driving.
Carcast.
That's staying in. I'm not drinking and driving.
Not drinking and driving.
Staying in today.
Drinking and smoking. Not drinking and nothing. And then on the other side of the continent is Skyler.
Hey everybody.
Look at you.
Yep, other side of the continent.
Oh.
On the good side.
On the good side, yeah. The Raptors side. That's a big thing right now, yeah?
Yeah, I guess so. Yep, they're the North.
What are they doing?
They made it to the finals, I guess, the NBA finals. If we're starting off the show with some hot gripes, then this is it. Here's the gripe for you.
We're always starting with gripes.
I didn't know that I had so many Raptors fans on my social media. Just leave it at that.
Oh, dude.
Well,
they win one game and then everybody comes out the woodwork.
I was gonna say it's an opportune thing.
Opportunes.
Yeah. Hit your wagon.
Like I'm happy for them, but like I'm not gonna fucking watch any of that shit. Like I can't.
Honestly, I could not care less. Like there's no
basketball
way for
is
me to
the
care
lamest
less.
sport. Whatever.
Yeah. I think I'd rather watch football, and by football I mean soccer.
No, don't say that.
I think so. I think it's more
proud.
I think it's at least though.
Yeah, they're the bravest.
Like I was talking with a couple buddies the other day. I think if basketball wants to be a legit like game, they should just get rid of the quarters and just like your best guy goes to center court and tries to shoot the ball, and if he gets it in, like the other team gets to go, and you just keep doing that until someone sinks one, and then it's game over.
It's game over.
It's game over.
Yeah.
Half court sink.
I'd be down with like 2-on-2, like NBA Jam rules. Even 3-on-3 would be fine.
Okay.
But this whole like don't slap my wrist, man. Like, get out of here. Don't slap my
Travis.
wrist when I'm shooting. Don't slap my wrist.
You want that street rule shit.
Yeah, I want some street rules. I want a chain mesh.
Oh, that's the only way to play it.
Yeah, you do. You want chain on the hoop.
Only 360 jams.
Yeah. It's chain hoop or nothing. You know what I mean? Like, it's got to have nothing.
It's got to have nothing. Yeah.
360 jams, windmill jams. Otherwise, don't even bother.
Yeah.
Someone yelling out that there's a nail in the coffin. Like, puts up a brick. Yeah, that's what I want.
Boom, shakalaka.
I'm not a sports fan really at all, but I could sit down and watch anything in the right mood with the right people, right? Like I just don't care. I don't care outside of that.
Like, I'm sure if you sat down to a Raptors playoff game, you would get into it by the end.
You'd get into it.
Yeah, people were going out for drinks, and that was the thing. It's
if you're in a full bar, it's exciting, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't give a shit.
I'm not going to seek it out on my own and be like...
In general, I just don't care if anyone wins at something if I'm not involved. I'm just too selfish.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't give a shit who wins anything. If I'm not on the team, I don't care. Same, like it's not like Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Like, don't show me a photo if there's not a naked lady or I'm in the photo. Like, I don't give a shit about your photos. Like, fair. Don't show me your like random vacation photos. If I'm not in them, I don't care.
Yeah, don't tell me about your dreams.
Yeah. Don't tell
criteria.
me that. That's my gripe from months ago.
Yeah.
Don't tell me about your goddamn dreams.
Unless we fucking in them, I don't want to hear about it.
I don't want to hear about it.
No. But I think that was a hot gripe. Not like the hottest of gripes.
It's relevant.
It's relevant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But with that said, go Raps, you know?
Go Raps. We the North, guys.
Woo!
Yeah.
Winter's coming. That's the worst part, is all the Game of Thrones references now, too, because it's like, we the North, and one of them is the King of the North.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. Like...
Not to me, Buck.
You know, that's who they were playing, the Bucks.
Oh.
That's who they beat. See, you know.
I know. I'm with it.
I think also, RJ, to add to your point, when this is, I'll get off the sports after this, but it's also when people refer to the team that they like as if they're on the team.
Oh, the we.
The we.
Our team, my
we
team.
is heartbreaking.
Yeah, we got to do this. We got to do that. We got to, that
Yeah.
it's pretty rough sometimes to listen to people.
Now, do you get there when the Leafs are going? Are you a wee man?
I'm not a wee man.
You're not
I
a
like
wee
to
man?
pride my unless I'm getting fucking wasted and maybe a slip of the tongue. But I'm not a wee.
Loosey goosey tongue.
No, it's got not like I'm also the kind of guy like. I don't believe in jinxes. Like, nothing I say or do in my, Guelph living room will dictate what happens in Nashville tonight against the Predators. Fuck off.
Yeah,
Don't blame me for that.
What about
You have no
we
power
need a
in
bunch of shots on goal, or no? You're not on...
No, they got to shoot more.
They gotta win.
They got to They got to stop being a bunch of bitches is usually what I say. No.
I got a gripe. I got a relevant gripe.
Hit us.
Relevant to me, anyways. Fucking crowd surfers, man.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You
Yeah.
went to
Went
go
to-
see...
They
who did
suck.
you go see this weekend?
Swinging udders.
Swinging fucking udders.
Swinging udders, man.
In
yeah,
Coos
they were
City.
kick-ass. Yep. At
Yeah.
the
The heart
Wise
of
Hall.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was kick-ass. It's like 200 people. It was a small show.
Yeah. That's
really
a good
bitchin'.
amount.
I mean, Vancouver shows suck. Like, they do. Like, there's only ever 10 or 20 people that are really into it, and everyone else is, like, too cool to be there, but
Just
for some reason
having
they're
a
still
craft
there.
beer and a flannel
Having
shirt.
a craft beer,
Yep.
yeah. But the fucking, crowd surfers suck. Like, my neck is janked, my shoulder's a little
Yeah.
crunchy. Like, I fucked up from a crowd surfer. I don't mind stage diving. I think that's pretty cool at times. And also, you're kind of generally you're focused in that direction.
You're looking
so
forward. That's
you're
a totally
looking forward.
different
Yeah.
thing.
So if someone sends it off the stage, it's pretty badass. Like, I've never been able to do it because I'm fat. I've always been fat as shit. So I'm not gonna fucking torment people and break their fragile wrists.
Yeah.
Just hurl myself off into the crowd. But
nothing ruins a show faster than a broken wrist.
a fat guy breaking your wrists. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, stage diving is one thing because you're looking
You're
in that
looking
direction.
at it. You see
But
it
then
coming.
when someone
And it
comes
takes
and
a bit
knocks
of,
the back
like-
of your head,
It takes a bit of sack to crawl over everybody and get up on the stage. I respect that for sure.
definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You
And it's
earned
usually
it.
when things are really picking up and people are really into it, someone's just going to climb. Yeah, like I said, struggle and fight security probably.
Yeah. Oh,
get
yeah,
up on
definitely.
stage and fucking send it. It's pretty badass. But crowd surfing, it starts from the back. It's just like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Or like right at the edge of the pit. It's like,
Yeah.
come on, man. Like, just fuck off.
Just dance.
Maybe
That's
don't
what
do
you're here
that.
for.
Yeah.
Quit trying to be cool. Yeah.
And it's nowadays, everyone that's crowd surfing's got to fucking live stream it. So
they got their
fucking
phone out?
phones out. It's
Oh.
like, come on, man.
Oh, if I was
And I
there,
mean,
that
we've-
phone would be gone. I'd take
I
it.
was gonna say I do. I swat it.
I'd
pull
swat
them
it for
down.
sure.
Like, I'm not trying to hurt anybody, but like, I'm getting you down.
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I will pull you down.
You know
if
what my
you're coming
move
at me.
was?
Let's hear it.
It still is take the shoe. If someone fucking crowd surfs over me, I fucking take their shoe and I just lob it to the left wall. I'm not going to the front. I don't want anyone to hand it up, hold it up, oh, you found your shoe. You're just going to the wall in the corner, fuck off. If you're going and landing on my goddamn neck because I'm looking forward, your shoe is mine.
Except for that poor sucker on the
I
left
agree.
wall who's just watching
They
the
just
show
get
having a
belted
good
in the
time.
shoe.
A rogue shoe
Fucking
inside
a
the face.
shoe in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
I'm
always
good on
take the
both
shoe.
sides of
That's
that.
my
Nice.
go-to.
Yeah.
That's a good one,
It's a
yeah.
good move.
Yeah. When I think the only time I've ever been crowd surfing, this is a cool story. It was
Cool when I did it.
No, it was because the first time I ever saw Death by Stereo was 2002 maybe 2003. It was right when Day to Death came out. I think that's the third album, and it was at this tiny venue in Toronto called the Cathedral. which at the max holds 60 people. Like, it's so small.
Yeah.
And there's like a 6-inch stage. Like, it's really like they're basically playing on the floor. Yeah. And it was like one of the best shows I've ever been to. Like, it was so fun. And then maybe a year or two later, they came back to Toronto and they played the Cool House. And they were opening for like fucking Avenged Sevenfold or some other like dumbass band. And it was one of those like situations where like you're in line for like an hour to get inside, and everyone's got Avenged Sevenfold shirts on and like stupid like, a million wristbands, like leather wristbands and shit with like guitar picks in them. They look like they never left the house in the last 3 months. And I'm just like, I've never heard of this band, whoever's opening or whoever's headline. I don't give a shit. I'm here to see Death by Stereo. Yeah. And people are just like, whatever, like, oh, you're going to love AX7. I'm like, I don't think I will.
I won't even stick around for it.
I'm going to stick around for the beginning of it, and then I'm leaving for sure. But anyway, like, Death by Stereo was really sweet. And at one point, the lead singer guy was like, everyone that saw us last time, like, this is a way bigger venue, and like, we're sorry it's not so intimate, but we're doing the best we can to have the same type of audience interaction. And then he said, like, the only thing separating, this show from last show is you guys like respecting this like barricade and these like security, if you know what I mean. Because like last time, like, you guys all came on stage and sang with us. And I'm like in the mosh pit. I'm like, yeah, like, fuck this security.
They want us. They want us to get up there.
Fuck all that. Invitation. So then, like, he started like the song, like, no shirt, no shoes, no salvation, and I like fucking elbowed my way up to the front, crawled over the security guy, like totally pie-faced him, got on stage, and the lead singer just gave me the microphone. I'm like, got it. And I just like sang one chorus, like one, I'm not here to fucking sing. Like, it's not punk rock karaoke.
No.
I'll sing 2 lines, give him the mic back, and then just like stage dive into the crowd.
Yeah.
But it was like, that was so sick, so fun.
Fuck yeah.
And it was totally that like connection of like, I got what that guy was saying. Like, he's
talking to me.
In the same way though, like, he's like, this show's fucking lame. We're like 6 feet above everybody, and whatever, the distance between the security rail to the stage apart, like, it's not what they normally do.
Yeah.
And it was super fun. And of course the Avenged Sevenfold came on after, and they had all this like bullshit on stage, like ramps and stuff. It looked like what you would imagine like a Guns N' Roses concert. Like, there's like all this theatrics. It's like, this is so
one of the guys in a wheelchair?
Lame. No, but it was just, but like that same kind of, like, there was ramps.
Is it a dirt bike show as
well? It was full like that. Like, people, like, the guitar player was running up and down on these like fucking ramps, and it was like, this is so stupid.
What?
Yeah, it was so fucking lame. It was so lame. It was so lame. He was parkouring while riffing. It was so lame. Like, fuck Avenged Sevenfold. Death by Stereo was way cooler.
Oh yeah.
Fucking right.
And that was probably like 2006, the last time I did like a full stage dive into a bunch of random people.
Yeah, I've never stage dove, never crowd surfed, never going to. Like, I think that ship has sailed,
Yeah.
Now, if you lift me up above your head, I'm probably going to break an ankle, so it's like not worth it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Someone's getting a hernia.
Someone's getting a fucking hernia. Even if I drop 50 pounds, I'm just past it, All the years, too, of getting slammed in the back of the head. Like, I don't want to be that guy to anybody. No, you'll likely fall on the back of your head and make everything worse.
Yeah, I'm not into it. I'm just not into it. I mean, I do appreciate, like, a badass stage dive. There's a time and a place. Even if I get rocked by it, I can still dig it.
I'll catch a stage diver, but if anyone's crowd surfing from behind me, I'll purposely not help them at all. I want them to fall, for sure. Yeah. I'll take their shoe and pull them down on their head.
I'm definitely pulling them down, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I will go out of my way to pull someone down.
Male,
I do.
Female,
I don't want to. I hate to admit it.
I don't care.
I have been that person. I was that person last night.
Yeah.
It's like, you guys aren't going to dance. You're not going to participate in any of the show at all. but you're just gonna constantly like catapult your friend into the back of my head. Yeah. It's like, and then you go back there and just stand there with your cell phone. It's like,
yeah,
well, I don't respect you, so.
Yeah, I feel like the last time I brought a cell phone out at a concert was when the three of us went to go see NoFX on New Year's Eve. I think that was like 2012. Like, that was a long time ago now.
Yeah.
And I remember being in the pit and like NoFX came out in drag and it was New Year's Eve and it's like, this is fucking sick. And I like pulled out my phone and I started taking pictures and some random girl just like put her arm around my neck and like, you know, kissed me on the cheek and in my ear was like, put your phone down. Like, remember this with your own eyes. And it was like half broken French, English, like we saw them in Montreal. And I was like, like who the fuck am I taking this photo for? Like to put on Instagram and get like 30 likes and like, look how cool I am.
Yeah.
And it was like, fuck this.
The thing is, I often think after the show, fuck, I wish I had like recorded 30 seconds video or something. Because it's like, I just want to be able to think back. But it's like the songs that I would love to like be able to reflect on in weeks or years, you know, moving forward. It's like, I want to be moving.
Yeah.
I want to be jumping around. Like, those are the ones that get me the most amped. I don't want to have my phone out.
Yeah. Totally. Totally.
So there is like a weird like remorse or regret after a show. Like, oh, I got nothing to show for it. But it's like, that's not true at all. Like, I mean, granted, when we used to go to shows, there's like we're still talking about these shows from 10 fucking years ago. So that's, you know, even better than a fucking T-shirt or, you know, a ticket stub. Yeah.
But I'd rather hear your two like stories from that show than see like a bunch of like, you know, photos of NoFX on stage. Like, I don't want to see that part. Like, I've seen that part. Like, I want to hear, like, oh, what did you guys do? Tell me some random, like, little anecdote from that event. And then it takes me back. Like, I don't need to see photos of goddamn Melvin in a dress. Like, sorry, I don't need to see that photo.
Nobody needs to see
No one seems to see Heffy in a fucking dress. Like, I don't need to see that photo.
Well, they played, speaking of a quick little story, I've been going to all these shows pretty much solo because I don't know too many people that are into the same thing. So I make friends as I go, had a great time. Like, that's the end of that story. You know, just met some rad people. But they played Sign It Away, and that's got to be like my top 3 Swingin' Utter songs for sure.
Sign It? What's album's that from?
It's on Juvenile Product of the Working Class. It's so fucking good.
Yeah.
So fucking good. And it's I've only seen them twice and they didn't play it the first time. I actually got the set list. I still have it in like some keepsakes box in my parents' basement, but I have like the set list from the first time we seen them at the Horseshoe.
Yeah. And
I was hoping I'd get this one too. I don't know, just as a keepsake, but I didn't get it, whatever. But they played Sign It Away and like that's enough.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that.
Good enough.
Yeah, the Utters are fucking sick live, for sure.
So fucking sick. And way underappreciated, too. Like, I wish they'd come around with, like, NoFX. You know, if they came around with NoFX, that would be fucking rad. I don't think they're on Fat anymore. I don't think their new record's on Fat.
No? Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. Peace and love.
It's a pretty sweet weekend, though.
Yeah. It's a good time.
I had the total opposite of a sweet weekend.
Yeah.
I kind of clued you guys in before we hit the record button, but I was supposed to like hang out with my buddies at like, I guess like 9 p.m. Friday night, but like the like cool people I live with here in Ireland at like 2 p.m. were like, let's go to the pub and like have a little pub crawl. And I'm like, yeah, I can do that. I got to meet my friends at 9. And they're like, yeah, no problem. Like, we'll just have a little like pre-go. You know, maybe we'll head out, maybe we'll join you at 9, whatever. Like, no problem. Like, we'll just have a fun afternoon. Yeah. So we just, like, go fucking pub crawling all afternoon into the evening. And even at one place, I'm like, man, we should get some food. Like, I'm fucking dickered. And we just ordered, like, the most basic apps and shared it 3 ways. And then, like, the people I was meeting at, like, 9 messaged me and, like, oh, we're running a little late. Like, meet at 10 at this bar. And I'm like, yeah, sweet. Like, I'm 2 doors down from that place just by, like, happenstance. Yeah. I'll be there at 10 for sure. And then Easy. It was like, you know, round of whiskeys for everybody. And it's like, yeah, cheers, cheers. And then I remember, like, we're just, like, laughing, having fun. And this is my memory of the night. Laughing, having fun. I look at my phone and it's fucking 12:30. And I'm just like, oh no, like, where did the night go? And I'm, like, a little bit concerned that I'm supposed to meet my other friend 2 doors over. But I'm mostly concerned with, like, it was 9 p.m. the last time I looked.
It's been 4 hours.
It's been hours. Like, what happened? Yeah. And then
Appies,
it's like, it goes from me looking at my phone to, like, oh, it's 9:30. No, it's 12:30. To it goes to black. And then it goes to light. But not even. It's me laying on the kitchen floor. Like, I realize where I am. I have my arms out. I feel the tile. It's kitchen floor.
Cold tile. Lovely.
But I think I'm blind. Like, I've drank myself blind. Like, my eyes are open. I see fucking nothing. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, I start to panic. Like, I'm blind. Like, I've heard of this in movies. Like, if you drink moonshine or some bullshit, you go blind. Yeah. And I'm like, what happened? Yeah. And then it, like, dawns on me that I'm not blind. Just the inside of my glasses are so fucking covered in puke, I can't see anything.
Just puked in your own eyes.
Like, at some point, I just puked and, like, slapped my head face down in it. And I'm just, at this point, they're, like, laying, like, on my back facing the ceiling. And when I open my eyes, I see nothing. It's like trying to look through porridge. Like, there's nothing. And then just, like, army crawl down the hall, up the stairs, get in my room, and then, like, sleep till 5 p.m. the next day. Like, never been more sick in my life. Wow. Yeah. Kind of a horrible weekend. I wish I saw the Swingin' Utters in front of a shitty fucking crowd in Vancouver.
And I didn't even really drink. I had 2 drinks. I drove home.
There you go, your favorite pastime.
Yeah. I might have had like 4 drinks, but like by the time the show was done, I sweat them out. Like, yeah, you know. And it's like 1 a.m. I just ate some Pizza Garden. Like, I'm fucking sober. I'm driving home.
Yeah.
And the thought was, like, whatever. Like, I'll just sleep in the back of the car, worst case, for a couple hours, sober up. But no, it was fun. But I've only been so drunk that I could have died from puking into my own face one time in all of my years. One time. And it was that when Rancid canceled.
Oh, when Lars had the seizure?
And we drank all of our weekend booze at 12 noon in your parents' living room. Yeah. And I blacked out and somehow made it back to my grandma's and got naked and fell down in her fucking hallway butt naked. And apparently was just projectile vomiting all over the walls and floor and everything. And I don't remember any of that. And I woke up in my bed like 6 hours later, naked. Or I woke up on the floor covered in a towel.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Your grandma saving your decency.
Yeah, saving my decency. Apparently, like, my sister was supposed to come over after school that day or something, and my nan was like, "No, that can't happen." She couldn't get me off the floor, and then I ended up waking up like 6 hours later, something ridiculous. It's dinner time now. It's not even late, and and crawling into bed for like 3 days. That was like the only time I could have died from drinking, I think. And all the years, you know,
like a good poison.
It's pretty respectable.
Once out of 1,000.
Like, I feel like I do that every month.
I did it one time though. This was like pretty tame, but it was just like I went to like the Stuffed Olive where we used to always go drink it all the time. And on my way home, I stopped and got myself some Mr. Sub. I got a big Philly cheesesteak sandwich. Went home, sat on the edge of my bed, consumed it as quick as be, and then just fell asleep flat on my back. Like fucking passed out drunk, and then woke up like 2 or 3 hours later vomiting, like choking on my puke, basically dying. Like I woke up puking and like had to roll over, and I was like coughing because was like choked. and I just puked all over the bed, and it was like just disgusting. And it was like I just rolled over because I had a big queen size bed, so I like puked in one corner of the bed like an animal, and then just went over to the other side and went back to sleep. And
yeah,
it was.
You've
pretty
heard that
hard.
saying, you don't shit where you eat, but no one
Exactly.
said about puking.
I feel like I had a good streak of like weekend photos of you like face down in a Mr. Sub.
Yeah.
Like on the dining room table. Like you religiously fell asleep like face down in a fucking assorted sub Friday nights.
It's true. It's true.
It's true. I just circulate them to all your friends.
staple.
Like this is before social media was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just texting away.
Yeah,
like,
just text and fucking LeBron. Like, look at this fucking guy.
Yeah.
face down in his Mr. Sub. And then he passed out in his sub sandwich, am I right?
Am I right?
Alright, well, is that enough for your gripes?
I got a quick gripe. It's actually like I got a gripe.
Alright.
My gripe is not me fucking ruining plans on Friday night and, you know, cake in my face and fucking puke.
Yeah.
My gripe
it's
is
not-
with the Irish language.
Ooh.
And I wanted
Okay.
to hit you guys with a bunch of, like... I remember when I moved to Ireland for the first time, like, a year ago, people were like, oh, that's pretty sweet. Like, you've, like, lived in a bunch of, like, non-English speaking countries for the last few months. Like, it must be cool to be back in an English-speaking place. And my response would be like, no, I have no fucking clue what anybody's saying. Like,
It doesn't matter.
it does not matter.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so fucking lost. So
They don't speak proper
they
English,
don't
or
speak
what?
fucking English. They have their own goddamn bullshit sayings. So I have a collection of things I've heard this week alone that I wanted to hit you guys with, and if you could make sense of it.
Okay.
I hold on a sec. I might be an expert at this because my grandma, my
Yeah.
nan,
Yeah.
was like the fucking queen of making shit up. Every day, it was 3 new things that made no fucking... I'm just saying. Like, I might have a leg up.
Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a quick. Sorry, I've been
And she's
drinking
Irish,
a lot
too,
of
right?
fucking
She's the
goddamn
Newfie
wine
Irish.
in me. This is a quick example before we like do the little game show I have planned.
Damn.
So, instead of like a paper towel, which we all understand, paper towel, yeah,
Yeah.
they call that the kitchen towel.
Okay, all right.
You know, grab the kitchen towel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what do you think you'd call something that you would find in the bathroom to wipe yourself with?
Your bathroom towel.
Yeah.
Good answer. Wrong.
Bathroom tissue?
Toilet roll.
Toilet roll.
Fucking get the toilet roll or the kitchen towel.
Sounds like
Okay,
sushi.
okay.
It sounds like fucking bullshit. Like right away, it's like, is it kitchen
It's like
towel
some
and
dirty
bathroom
sushi.
roll,
Yeah, you got
kitchen
California
towel,
roll,
bathroom
toilet-
roll, toilet roll?
Yeah.
It has to be the same fucking thing. You can't have two different worlds.
What was the other one? Kitchen paper?
Kitchen towel,
Kitchen towel.
kitchen towel, or toilet roll. They're
Kitchen
both fucking
towel,
rolls. They're
toilet
both
roll.
fucking towels.
I mean, if you told me to grab the toilet roll, I'd know what you meant.
That's it. Like,
Yeah.
you know what they mean, but it takes like
Yeah.
a beat or two. It's not like
Yeah.
it's an immediate. You're like, what?
It's not
Oh,
very
yeah. Okay.
intuitive.
Yeah. It's like a new language.
It's not
So-
a baked good.
And this is another one I heard the other day. The hen's night. You know, can you guess what a hen's night is?
A hen's night? Oh, when ladies go out.
Yeah, ladies' night.
Yeah.
It's a
Oh,
fucking
okay.
hen's night.
I thought it was like a fortnight, like instead of 14 days, a hen's night was like just 4 days.
Yeah.
3 days.
But then
Yeah.
these are okay. So these are like good examples of like, yeah, you can kind of get it, but it takes maybe 2 or 3 seconds to like put together like fucking hen's night. What's a goddamn hen's night?
Hen's night.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. It's a bunch of like fucking
Birds
squawking,
night. I've
squawking
heard birds
birds.
night for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys
Yeah.
think they call sidewalks in Ireland?
Oh,
Pa-
Jesus Christ.
Paths.
It's close.
Paths were close?
Path is close. Real fucking close. You might have solved.
Walkway?
I think Skyler would do well in Ireland. It's a
Nice.
footpath.
A fucking footpath.
Footpath. Okay.
But when I
So then
hear
a car-
footpath, I think that involves walking through the goddamn woods.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You
That
think
does
more,
sound like a footpath.
Yeah, more flora and fauna definitely.
Yeah. Okay, so how would you think the Irish would say, "I'm fine"?
Jolly good.
Dandy.
Jolly good is very British.
Dandy.
What about if you heard someone say, "I'm not to be minded"?
Oh,
Fuck off.
They're a psychopath.
That's like 9 words.
Yeah. It's a yes or no question, like, good or bad. I'm not to be minded.
Not to be minded. Not to be
So
minded.
if someone asks you how you doing, I'm not to be minded is appropriate answer.
I'm not to be minded. Yeah.
And what does it means? Like, leave me the fuck alone, right?
No, it means like I'm fine. It's cool. Like it's very casual.
I'm not to be minded. I feel like something you yell when you're trying to hide the fucking porn.
Yeah.
Leave me be.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
when you're doing something shady, you're not to be minded.
Just not to be minded. Just fucking not to be minded. And this is the last one I wrote down this week, which blew my goddamn mind because I've been here for a few months now. Okay, so you have the dashboard in your fucking car. Yeah, Mike, you're living in the fucking front seat of your car right now.
Yeah.
What do you call the opposite end of the car?
It's the boot.
No. The opposite
Trunk.
end. The back dash.
The back dash?
Back dash?
What?
What do you call that area?
Dash back there?
Okay, what would you call that
trunk.
area?
It's the fucking trunk.
But between the the back windshield and the seat, what would you guys call that?
That's like the
trunk.
bed. It's where you lay down when you're a kid.
It's not the bed.
It's not the back dash. There's no dash.
There's a little area.
The back dash.
You gotta go.
What they call it?
No, that's not what they fucking
about.
call it. That's what I would call it.
Yeah.
But what
You'd
they
call
call
it
it
the
is
back
so
dash?
fucking bullshit. I need to hear what you guys would describe that area as.
Okay, well, I'm going to say it's like the trunk or maybe the boot room.
The boot room.
Me.
Skyler, what do you got? Better than boot room.
I don't know. Like honestly, because the roommates, I drive a truck, so I don't have a back dash. I have a window.
You're not proud.
Yeah.
That would be your back dash, though, wouldn't it?
No, that's my firewall.
Behind your.
The
behind your
firewall's
front
in the
seats?
front of the car.
Yeah, the firewall's the front.
All right. Well, I thought
your
it went all the way
back
around. Yeah,
Okay,
that's the back
maybe
firewall.
Back firewall.
Maybe yours does, yeah. Maybe yours goes all the way around.
Yeah, it's a Ranger. Damn it. Those things are built for and tough.
Got a back firewall in this bitch.
Can't even open the door.
You call your doors the side firewall?
Side firewall.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I guess
My
like
top firewall here.
Like, where do you put your ball caps that face backwards so people know what team the Toronto Raptors are?
I guess back dash makes sense, but
Like, I've always
It does not make sense.
I think they're on something.
That's not what they
that's
fucking call
RJ's.
it. That's what I would
RJ's
call it.
thing.
I would call it a back dash.
Okay. And you're saying they call it something different.
They call it a parcel shelf.
Oh my god.
Come on.
Are you fucking
Get
serious,
out of there,
Ireland?
RJ. Get out
A
of
fucking
there,
parcel shelf.
Yeah.
Like,
not
you
a
don't
thing.
just throw your parcels on the back floor.
No,
dude.
yeah.
How many parcels are you getting that you need a shelf in your car for, though?
You need a fucking shelf in your car?
Coming from the guy with the fucking knick-knack basket.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, but it's you know what that is, okay?
Yeah, it's
If I
labeled.
just had a parcel shelf, you'd
Fucking-
expect me to have a bunch more parcels.
I just think it's like, you go from like a hen's night to like I'm not to be minded to like, oh, that's the parcel shelf.
That's a parcel
Like that.
shelf.
The parcel shelf. Like, you're not putting anything up there that's nice.
No, that's where you just
You
put.
know?
Where?
If you
There's no.
went to the post office and you grabbed a goddamn parcel, it's like
Yeah.
that's where you store it. Of all places, you put that blocking your view from looking behind you. Fuck off.
Especially the fucking
Parcel
fragile
shelf.
ones, right? Like,
It's sliding around.
Oh, are you talking behind your back seats?
Yeah,
Like
between
that,
the window.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
what were you thinking?
Well,
Just like
I'm-
the floor,
Well,
the back seat?
I got a wagon, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have the parcel shelf.
No, that little fucking like 8-inch area
that goes to the window. Kind of thing. Yeah, backdash.
I
can see backdash.
I call it a backdash.
Okay. It's
not a fucking parcel shelf. I'm not storing anything there.
It's not a parcel shelf.
No, it's not a parcel shelf. You're not a postman.
Boo, Ireland.
Maybe a Kleenex holder?
Yeah, if your Kleenex boxes sliding around when you take corners.
And you're 65.
I don't hate it.
And you're an old fucking person.
Yeah.
It's where you put your wicker cowboy hat, you know?
Yeah, you definitely have some sort of hat back there.
I feel like it's only hats back there.
Talk to the hand or something, you know?
Yeah. Or Beanie Baby shelf, maybe?
Beanie shelf.
Yeah.
Beanie
your Garfield, yeah.
It's more likely to be any of those things rather than parcel shelf.
Fucking
the parcel shelf.
I've never put a parcel on that area.
So that's my gripe. Goddamn Irish language.
I like the new segment. This new segment.
I struggle with it every goddamn week, and I feel like a foreigner beyond. Because even when I was in Spain or like some other like Romania or some other bullshit country, people understood I didn't speak the language, so they'd like kind of help me. They'd give me like basic Spanish or broken English that I could kind of like, oh yeah, mi comprende. But being in Ireland, they just speak full speed and they just drop shit like parcel shelf. I'm like, what the fuck is a goddamn? If you were in
Romania and someone said, "Go to my car and grab the wicker cowboy hat off my parcel shelf," you'd be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?
What are you talking about?"
You know,
you just fucking leave.
Yeah,
you don't expect that shit in Ireland.
Full nonsense. It's full nonsense.
You just leave the country.
Fucking leprechaun language.
I won't be calling it that. I don't know. I watched a thing the other day where they kept calling the fucking like the trunk the boot, and it was
English. That's very English.
It's English, yeah.
They call it that here too.
And I think it has to do with like I think they call like the car like the tire the boot, like the spare. Is that not also a boots implication? They are the shoe of the car.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've tried to stop making sense of the weird things they say here.
That's fair.
I have a couple friends that
go crazy.
Every once in a while they'll, like if we're camping or something, I'll say the wrong thing and they'll make fun of me. But the thing is that my nan used to call like bedding, you know, like sheets and comforters and pillows. She'd call them bedclothes.
Yeah, same with our grandparents.
Right? Wow. Yeah, bedclothes, which has got to be an Irish thing. Like they're all from there, right?
Yeah. Well,
and every once in a while, I'll be like, "Oh, I gotta grab my bedclothes and make my bed, and then we'll, and then we'll crack into this bottle of whatever."
Yeah.
Like we'll be camping, and then the rest of the night, I'm the bedclothes guy. Yeah. And they're like, "Where's your long shirt and your nightcap?
Yeah.
Where are your bedclothes?"
Yeah.
You know, they think like legit, like, fucking what's that guy, Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah.
Fucking like with his fucking cap and his long shirt, you know.
Sleepy Gary.
Bedclothes.
Me and Skyler's grandma used to definitely call it fucking bedclothes.
Yeah, it's an old Irish lady thing.
Old Irish lady thing, yeah. She used to say that.
Did they say that in Ireland?
No, I've never heard that here. But
so it's probably not
might be an old
be
Canadian that thinks they're Irish thing.
Yeah.
Could be lots of things. Could just
my
be
my nan was crazy for that though. Like trying to make sense of what she wanted you to do was fucking nightmare day after day. Every day she had a new thing.
Michael, stop falling asleep naked in the hallway.
Well, that was pretty clear cut.
It's my good dish towel.
Yeah.
Wipe your ass on the carpet.
Grab the toilet roll if you're gonna do
toilet roll.
Get the kitchen paper.
Kitchen papers. Kitchen towel.
Oh fuck. All right, well,
should we get to the fucking topic at hand, boys?
Yeah, now we're 40 minutes in.
Fucking
yeah, we'll just skim it.
And to be honest, it was just whatever.
I took a fucking bunch of notes.
It was fairly interesting,
except for what the name of the goddamn show was called. What was it? Inventor? Some crazy bitch from Silicon Valley.
Blood
Out
between
for
your
blood.
legs.
Out for blood. And it was, what was the name of the girl? Hannah?
Something Holmes.
Hannah Holmes?
Holmes, yeah.
Shirley Holmes.
Shirley Holmes.
Fuck, what was her name?
Yeah.
I thought you said you kept notes.
I didn't keep those kinds of notes.
The girl's name. Oh,
Just
fuck.
call her Tanya. Tanya Holmes.
Tanya Holmes and the Heartbreakers.
I don't even know how to Google it if I don't know her fucking name or the name of the show. But she was like some Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
She dropped out of Stanford, started this like company that you could just like pinprick diabetes style and it would diagnose all your problems.
Elizabeth Holmes.
Elizabeth Holmes.
Lizzie Holmes.
Liz Holmes. She started this company and was like, oh, you just had to pick your finger and it will do all this like diagnostics on your blood and all that shit.
And like
quickly.
Sounds great.
As
On
quickly
paper,
as you could
fantastic.
Thanos snap your finger, and the company was called Thanosism or something.
Theranos.
Yeah. Same goddamn snap your finger like quality.
Get it done.
Yeah. Get it done.
Half everybody's dead.
And it would tell you everything's wrong with you. And then Forbes magazine like did a like in-depth interview and feature, and they valued her company at like $9 billion. Like it was so valuable.
Oh, it was insane
amount of money. Made her the like.
And this was before foot to pavement. Like they didn't have anything. Just a concept.
And they just made her the richest female of all time, like youngest richest female of all time, because she had like 50% stock in the company, so she was worth at least $4.5 billion, an insane amount of money, but had nothing behind it, just like an idea.
Yeah.
And then they spent like 10 years developing this idea, sold it to Walgreens that installed it in all their stores in like Texas or San Antonio. What country is San Antonio in? What fucking state? Arizona.
It was Arizona.
Fucking Arizona.
San Antonio is not in fucking Arizona.
No, it's in Texas, but it was in Arizona.
It was in Arizona, whatever.
Yeah.
Same
you
thing.
Get the facts straight on this
all
show.
These fucking things are the same thing. And they just like would take your little blood sample, send it to the lab in California, and do like traditional like manual labor, send it off to third party like whatever
machinery,
and then
like just pay to get it done too, because it's like basically like the reason why like this idea was such a good idea. Like it's like instead of going to like a doctor, especially in the United States, like you're gonna have to pay for all of this.
Yeah.
But like you'd go get pricked with a giant needle, they take like an ounce of fucking blood out of you, quart I think they call it, and then they fucking like it takes like 3 to 4 weeks to get your fucking analysis back to find out if you have leukemia and if you should have started chemo or something.
Months ago,
you know,
like Alex Trebek should have.
Yeah, you could go get a tiny little pinprick, find out if you have diabetes, and in the meantime, go get yourself a extra large milkshake just in case you don't.
Just in case you don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like.
And 30 minutes later, you get your results, right?
So it was supposed to be like cheaper and quicker, and like you're not even leaving the store that you're getting your milk and your eggs.
By the time you get your finger out of the machine, you should know what's wrong with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Herpes.
But so they were still just like
herpes.
taking it and like expediting it to these other companies to get it done faster, and just splitting the bill and being like, you know, if we have billions of dollars, like we'll just pay for it, and when this thing takes off, we'll reap the benefits.
And like the results they were getting from their like proprietary technology, like their Edison machine, was like all over the map, non-reliable. And they were sending those out to people just like, you definitely have something wrong with you. And it's this, that,
gonorrhea.
You did syphilis, the syphilis thing. It was like, we're just going to tell 60% of the people that want to know if they have syphilis that they do, because the odds are that 40% of them will. And it was like
one guy
bad magic.
There's one guy in the documentary that had eyes that pointed both ways. Fucking said like he was going on about how the machine was like not very like efficient, and they like drip blood everywhere, and like sometimes broke the end of needles off, and it was like it jammed. He's got his
hands in there,
and he literally said, I wrote it down, he had to stick his hand in where there was a fair amount of hepatitis because just random people off the street donated to like test it. Like he was like this ultimate like San Francisco fucking douchebag, That's just like anyone that's not involved in the tech industry, that's like donating their time to science, has a fair amount of hepatitis, and I have to put my hand in this machine. Like, he was fucking such a piece of shit.
There really was a ragtag bunch in this documentary. There's a guy that only had facial hair on one side of his face.
And the other side of the screen was in shadow, like he's a goddamn James Bond villain.
It was fucking Tommy Lee, man.
Like, I'm not gonna hate on the guy. Like, it looked like he had like a fair bit of scarring on one side, like he was in a full-on burn or something.
Face down off a motorcycle.
Yeah, something happened.
For sure. Something.
But like, don't grow a fucking beard on the other side, and don't film a documentary where your burned ass Freddy Krueger side is in the shadow. Like, you look like a monster.
But there was multiple people with wonky eyes and fucked up faces.
Do we have to talk about?
Never mind.
Elizabeth
Katie Holmes or whatever.
Fucking Katie Holmes. Talking
Katie
like fucking
Holmes
Grover.
with her weird eyes and her plastic skin. She sounded like Will Ferrell playing Janet Reno on Saturday Night Live.
Oh man, is it
like Janet Reno.
Janet Reno, the one where he's like, fuck, he's just, it's like weekend update and just like, can't control the volume of my voice.
Can't control the volume of my voice. A little bit louder now. A little.
How do you think it felt, Jimmy, to be the only one at your prom when everyone else is saying, and a little bit quieter now, and a little bit quieter now? How do you think that feels?
Of that character and the Janet Reno character.
Oh my fucking god!
She
never blinks.
Katie Holmes, and no blinking. There's absolutely no blinking.
I'm pretty sure she had her eyeballs fucking surgically, like her lids removed.
They're just glued to the straight up position.
Yeah.
She's at 10 points.
No blinking through the whole documentary.
Yeah. No blinking in the documentary. There's no
I was waiting for like
half
at
mast
one point,
for fallen soldier, nothing.
At one point they're just like they're celebrating some big accomplishment, and I was waiting for like it just to click over to that scene where they're like, "Google gobble, we accept you, one of us."
And like, did they party every week? Like, no wonder nothing ever got done.
Nothing got
to just MC Hammer on repeat, right? Like.
Yeah.
They were
there were so many shots of them just partying.
Yeah. And it was always MC Hammer, like, can't touch this.
I wrote down like a handful of like fucking points that, we should talk about this. And one of them is white people dancing. Like, what is
God, that was a great
The fucking saddest thing in the world is white people dancing. Like, what is wrong with us? Yeah. Like, oh my fucking
yuppies.
God.
Yeah.
Just yuppies. Maybe not white people, but yuppies. Oh my God, it was the saddest fucking thing. MC Hammer's playing. This fucking chick is like doing Tybo, like fucking Billy Blanks, like totally offbeat.
Yeah.
So goddamn sad. Charlie Brown dancing.
Yeah. And is it Sonny, like her boyfriend or whatever, who like she was like partners with?
Yeah, the old guy she was
the old guy that she's with since she's like 19, and he talked her into dropping out of Stanford. Like, oh, you don't fucking need this. No. Just make up
shit.
A product.
Yeah, that was really strange. Like, just the fact that they had a relationship at all was kind of weird.
It was super weird.
Called love.
She was fucked. And another huge
red
flag number one was when she got in trouble, and her lawyer was the same lawyer that defended Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
Like,
red flag.
You're automatically doomed. Like, fuck. Come on. What kind of scum are you hanging out with? Fucking Katie Holmes?
Like, I mean, I didn't care really about this story. It just seems like something that happens often or has happened often, and we just don't hear about. People fucking defrauding investors, you know, like basically, you know, promising the world and never being able to deliver. I feel like this is something it's been going on forever. It's going on right now, currently. It's going to continue to happen. Like, that's how this works in our world, you know? Now. Yeah. But it was all of the, like, subtleties, like the fact that she might have been a robot and that she had a voice like, you know, fucking Buffalo Bill.
Like a robot.
Rover.
Like a robot
from Sesame
pretending to be a woman.
Yeah,
all the people in this documentary had some kind of palsy and maybe stared at the sun too long. I don't know, but that was what was interesting to me.
Even the two white knights that came out and testified or ratted her out to the Wall Street Journal, the biggest fucking losers of all time.
Yeah, that Tyler kid.
Yeah, he ratted on his grandfather and shit. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
Piece of shit, Tyler. Piece of shit, whatever the other lady was.
I don't know, but I was thinking about how it's crazy that since we watched that Scientology show that one time, and then the Fire Festival the other weekend, and now this one, it's just this weird fucking cult mentality that it's if you will something to happen, it will happen. If everyone's just positive about it, and
and
you throw enough money at the right people.
And these are the kind of companies that if you say if you tell this person hey, it's gonna be, it's not possible. There was the one woman in the show, the older woman that was I think she makes medical supplies, and she was super bitter throughout the whole fucking documentary.
Older lady.
Regular
I think
woman.
At one point she says something along the lines of I got a friend that says something about ideas. They're a lot like assholes. Everybody's got one.
Right.
And it's that's not even original, and I don't even think it's right. It's,
pretty sure that's from Seinfeld.
Yeah.
That's
it's
not
your friend
your
Jerry
saying.
No.
Yeah, your husband got that from Third Rock from the Sun. It's a basic saying.
But so this woman legit makes medical supplies and knows what it takes to make them, and she's I saw these prototypes and told her that it was impossible. It's absolutely impossible to do what you're asking, to process all this in under 10 minutes. And she just was
absolutely.
well, if you're not going to do it, I'll find somebody else who can.
Yeah.
And then she's and then 4 months later, this same girl's got $9 billion in her back pocket because somebody thinks they can, and they've paid her for the idea.
Yeah.
And then it obviously they never did it. They apparently Edison, it was his thing. He used to do that. He did that with the incandescent light bulb.
Yeah. That's a different world, though. Not
it was a much different world.
I'm not trying to prop that guy up. Apparently he was a bit of a shithead and he stole everything from Tesla or whatever.
Killed elephants.
Whatever. He definitely electrocuted elephants. But that was in a world of every 3 months there was a press release or something. That's not 2012 or 13 of social media.
Yeah, it's not modern day.
It's not modern. It's not a world of instant communication. So if he's oh, there's a light bulb coming out, no one expects it next week. They're thinking next year.
No, it's going to take some time.
It's going to take some time.
Yeah.
So if he's I'm working on it. It looks promising. We got the shit dialed. Expect it summer 1901.
It's dropping.
It's dropping 1901 and it's 1887. No one's can't fucking wait. I'm gonna start lining up now. It's a different world. Everything took forever back then.
Oh yeah. Yeah, 100%. And I'm sure he wasn't the only one that did it. No,
everyone.
But
I wouldn't say
people
everyone.
Are still doing it modern day. It's happening. I feel that's why this it's interesting to think that this person who seems generally unremarkable, she's just kind of autistic and very focused on one direction, and it's a great idea. In theory, what she talks about would be transformative. It'd be a great thing to bring into this world.
Yeah.
But it was just on a wing and a prayer. It's it's not like she has an engineering background or a medical background.
Nothing.
I mean, maybe a little bit, but not enough to
out of school. She didn't have shit.
Well, even if she has some background in it, it's not you're not a lifer that's cracking a code here.
No.
It's you just have an idea that you wrote down on some scraps of paper. Someone told you couldn't do it, and you're well, we'll see.
Well,
and
she
then
just wore a fucking turtleneck and kept channeling Steve Jobs and Yoda, and chalking it up well, when Steve Jobs wants something, he doesn't accept no for an answer. It's like Steve Jobs invented a fucking iPod, and that was like his big thing. Like, the Apple computer had been out for years, everyone knew who he was, and then he got all his attention for the iPod. And it was like, if you think of what an iPod was, it was like an MP3 player that fit in your pocket. Like, MP3 players already existed. It wasn't, we're in the age of the 8-track, and it's like, we're going to have an unlimited amount of music that fits in your pocket. Like, that's absolutely fucking crazy in the 1970s. But in 2002, him being like, oh, an MP3 player that's like kind of the size of a Pop-Tart, like, we're going to make that fit right in your like little tiny pocket.
Yeah. Just like, a streamlined version of current technology.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's, a stretch like that doesn't exist yet. But if you work a bunch of people to the bone and they throw themselves at a bunch of windows and shit and, your random China factories, like, you could get there.
You could get there.
But,
you're
like,
to go
this
that far,
fucking dumb, lady, like, I'm not trying to make this about her being a dumb bitch, but kind of is. Like, it doesn't exist. You can't, it's not fucking the science, movie that you just like swipe your fingerprint and it tells you if you have cancer or thyroid, hyperactive thyroid, or you might have diabetes, you might have, AIDS, you might have whatever. Like, it doesn't work like that. And she's just like, yeah, it works like that. If you, say no to me, then I'll just fire you. And there's some poor, like, engineer that, like, did a bunch of patents that fucking killed himself because she, like, worked him to the bone and didn't give him any credit. Like, fuck this fucking bitch.
When it was, like, down to the wire and they were like, well, who's responsible for these patents? He fucking killed himself.
He killed himself because she fired him.
He couldn't admit that he was responsible and not her, or something like that.
But
right? Like,
fuck her, go to jail forever.
That was totally different though. Like, wasn't that like early on? Like, that dude got kind of like.
He helped her with the patents for the original machine, which was still like didn't actually work, but like, this is what we want to do. Yeah. And then it ended up being, he was not so much a yes man to the like operation. Like, every time they wanted to do something, he had, like, well, it's not working because of this. It can't work because of that. Yeah. And then there was, an interview with someone else in the documentary that, like, he went to and was like, I'm having a lot of problems with Katie Holmes or whatever her fucking name was.
Yeah, that's it.
And
Shirley Holmes.
Shirley Holmes. And they're like, yeah, you're probably going to get fired, like, any day now. And then he killed himself because, like... he quit like a real prominent position at somewhere else and like put all his stock in this lady and then realized that it was all like bullshit. Like, none of this stuff worked. It was never going to work, at least in our lifetime. Maybe in the future there's an ability to like digitally analyze a blood sample and have all that data.
I'm sure they'll get there. But, there's growing pains associated.
But right now it's
not
there.
Just like, here it comes, let's roll it out before it works. Like, you can't do that.
You can't do that.
And I mean, like I was thinking before they said this, they do say it in the documentary, one guy specifically, but I was like, they're trying to squeeze it into this, like, briefcase size thing. Why don't they make it, like, the size of a dumpster, which is, like, not even that big, really, compared to like all the other machinery that they need
easily
in these medical
fits in
labs.
Walgreens.
Easily fits in fucking Walgreens. Have it's like a kiosk, right? Yeah. And I mean, like, and so like the processing could be a little more reliable, right? Well, you didn't have to work. They're trying to package it all into this tiny little thing. It's like, why are they doing that? Like, what's the point? Like, no one's gonna like. Why don't you make it on this scale and then scale it down as technology grows? And the guy was like, we can't do it in this format that you want, but maybe on a little bit larger of a format. And she's like, no. It's got to be this.
Even if it took more than a fucking drop of blood. Like,
that's not what the design calls for, Kirk.
Maybe if it even
that's
like
some Buffalo Bill shit, man.
Stuck in the finger and took like 2 or 3 times the amount of blood. Like that, but it would ended up being like, oh, it like doesn't really work. And to do the like 200 goddamn tests that it advertised, they end up diluting the blood with like some other solution, which made the test super unreliable because it's like you're diluting
and running it through third-party machines.
Yeah, well, you're diluting it so much so that like because people don't really get the like, okay, to do a herpes test, it takes like 4 milligrams of blood or whatever, and to do a gonorrhea test, it takes another 4 milligrams of like you can't use the same 4 milligrams of blood, like you've used it up already. No. Like there's a limited supply from the sample. So it ends up being like, okay, to do like 200 tests, we're going to take a sample and then add some other solution that we end up having like a liter of your goddamn blood. And then when we do the tests, they're unreliable as shit. Like we don't know if you have syphilis, we don't know if you have a thyroid condition, we don't know if you have diabetes.
What is that solution? Are they just pissing in these vials?
I think it's just like saline or water or something. Like it's just like whatever to thin it, dilute it out a bit. Yeah, but that's why the tests were so unreliable. It didn't mean shit because it's like we're just adding like fucking beer to your test. Like it's like
everyone's drunk. Everyone's got hepatitis.
Definitely an alcoholic with hepatitis.
But like to add to like your point, like they do already in like Shoppers Drug Marts. I don't even know what the fuck a Walgreens is, but like in Shoppers Drug Mart, you can go and like sit in a chair and get your blood pressure taken. Right? Like why is this not just the same? Like you just put it your arm in like a big thing and it just crushes it down, takes all the blood out. You know, I don't know.
Leaves you handicapped. Yeah, why isn't that not a thing?
I'm just brainstorming here, right?
But it could be like on a bigger. If they started on a little bit bigger of a scale. Okay, we got these massive 20,000 square foot facilities that they need all these like fancy machines and stuff to process all these samples. It's like, well, let's scale that down and scale it down and scale it down until we have a fucking desktop version. Not just like, let's go from like, these 20,000 square foot facilities to a desktop version. Like, where's the fucking, where's the dumpster size version?
To bring it back into RJ's point too, it's like basically it's like the record player was always a thing. Not always. Obviously, it was invented, and then over the years, it ended up being like the iPad or the iPod was just like everything condensed right here.
It took 100 years.
It took 100 years for that to happen. Yeah. This girl wants to go from like giving doctors and people jobs and scientists to like let's like fuck them. Let's put them into like a fucking 18-inch box and tell everybody what's wrong with them. Everything.
At the same time, employing hundreds of doctors and scientists to actually do all this shit behind the scenes because none of the machines work.
But even like her other idea too was it was like a patch. That would inject you with the medicines that you needed each day, so you wouldn't have
antibiotics or whatever.
Yeah, so you wouldn't have to take pills anymore. You couldn't forget. It would just like release them as you go, kind of thing. And again, that same
sketchy, but it sounds like
but it's the same idea of just like there isn't even like you want to take just the idea of someone taking pills every day and putting all of it into a patch and like hope they don't overdose on fentanyl in the process. Like like that's what it sounds like to me.
Might need some time to work that out. Can't just roll that out next year.
And like everybody would need their own like personalized patch. Like it's so, you know what I mean? Like
it's an idea, but if you're not an engineer or a medical student or anything, like it's one thing to like, that is actually like it's a cool idea. But does it actually work?
All this ever should have been is an idea under development. It shouldn't have been fucking rolled out. Like
not worth $9 billion.
No.
Jesus Christ. Goes to show how much free money's floating around in areas like that and like in the pockets of a select demographic. Like there's so much fucking money just being thrown away.
I feel like it's the Notre Dame thing all over again. Just like really, like our planet's dying and you can fix that, but you're gonna give this woman $9 billion to make a box that's fucking like not possible.
I mean, it sounds great, like on paper with enough like the trial and error and the
see, but like even not great. Even on paper. No, I disagree. Like I'm not an engineer by any means. I fucking can barely like put together a barbecue. But when they showed the fucking like how the actual machine works, if you've ever watched any kind of like news like, you know, snippet or Dateline where they're just like, they take your blood from one vial and transfer it to another vial, and like they just like for DNA they got those fancy guns that do it, right?
Yeah.
And that's all it is. It's just back and forth, and then they analyze it.
Yeah.
And then she turned that into basically like a primitive printer.
Yeah.
That instead of shooting ink was gonna pick up blood and move it from one spot to the next.
Yeah, it just looked like a laser jet.
When it
that's all it fucking
fucking documentary when it showed the first like 3D like this is how it works. My original thought was like, yeah, but how do you clean out all those little fucking cavities for the next person? Because it's like, that's a lot of fucking work. And then, like, you know, 10 minutes later, it shows the, like, how the machine actually works. And there's fucking blood splattered goddamn everywhere.
Yeah.
There's going to be contamination.
Like, it's like, this is fucking totally fucking bullshit. There's no way, like, in a Walgreens setting, like, a new customer every 3 minutes, that this thing is sterile and is going to be accurate.
I feel like you watch that once and your response is just like, all right, like, that was great. Like, is there any way we can use the box where we don't have to burn the room after?
Fucking burn it. It's riddled with syphilis, apparently, according to one employee.
Yeah. Well, that guy, I don't trust that guy.
Everyone who goes into Walgreens from now, there's going to be disclaimers on all the Walgreens. May contract syphilis, contract hepatitis.
If you're at Walgreens and you prick your finger on this, you will get syphilis from the person in front of you.
Yeah. He's like the Howard Hughes, though. Like, he's the Howard Hughes of engineers. He's just like gonna go home and like fucking scrub himself down.
Fucking
you know,
spruce
like
moose it.
Everybody's got syphilis. Everyone's got hepatitis. You know, like Jesus, bud, like. Cool
if they gave it some time to let this thing develop instead of like promising the world right off the bat.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? Maybe this thing wouldn't have gone away so quickly.
Let it be one of those like, hey, you're dying. Nothing we can do, but there is this like, you know, new up and coming therapy that we're testing out. Like, you know, can we try it on you? Do you mind getting syphilis?
A little bit of syphilis.
Yeah. I mean, dead man walking, am I right?
I wonder how much Walgreens stock plummeted after all this.
I don't even know.
You know? Fucking
just
Walgreens.
Thinking, like, there's a serious fear that you go into a Walgreens, you could end up with fucking hepatitis.
Yeah.
At least hepatitis.
They'll just need a sign on the door of Walgreens that says, like, don't touch anything.
Don't touch. Full disclaimer. Keep your mouth closed. Walgreens.
Don't prick your finger on anything.
Nothing. No. Yeah.
If you find yourself bleeding, just head to the gun section.
Lay down and die.
Yeah.
Take all the sleeping pills in the ambulance.
Aisle 6. Jump in the hole.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. All right.
I mean, I feel like it's like this is just what we've heard. You know, how many other companies are existing currently that are doing this? You know, stuff that isn't as, you know, inventive. Just people promising the world to their investors. And
I think this one, like, I think you're right, Mike. Like, I think a lot of fucking companies promise the world. They promise this. They promise that, but people don't care.
Things are within reach.
Yeah, people don't care enough that it's like actually life or death that they're gonna like look into it. But something like this is like, how many people actually died based on they go into Walgreens, they get a test, it comes back, you're fine, but you are Alex Trebek and you have fucking pancreatic cancer, and this fucking machine says you're fine, so you don't go to the doctor for the next 3 years. And secretly you do have lung cancer. Secretly you do have, you know, syphilis of the liver or whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like there was one girl that said that they called people and were just like, you got to go to an ER right now. These tests are not right. I don't know what's going on, but you definitely have to get yourself to a hospital.
You need to go get checked out. Everything you believe is a lie.
Everything.
I did read that it said somewhere I read some stuff that said that they had to... Now, again, if they get the money or not is, like, completely, I don't know, a different story. But that they did have to pay out anybody that had registered to use the machine. Regardless if their shit was like valid or invalid. Obviously it was all invalid, right? But like regardless of diagnosis, it was like you have to pay all these people back kind of thing.
I didn't.
Yeah, they did.
But did it say in the documentary or elsewhere how much it costs to use the machine?
I didn't see that anywhere.
Yeah, because
they were saying it was like $800 for your typical blood sample or whatever lab test. I think they said like $800 was your average test. Like that
I
was
know
like
at some point in the documentary it showed like a spreadsheet of like if you want to get tested for hepatitis it costs $12, and if you wanted this or that it's like $16. Like it was really like a la carte, like broken down.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if that was the Walgreens model or the like if you like contacted the company. Because when it was in Walgreens, like I assumed it was free. Like in Shoppers Drug Mart, like you said, Skyler, you can go in and get a goddamn like heart check and it's free. Like
I don't know if
I
it
was
was
under the
free.
assumption there was like no, I feel like you had to like
you had to pay.
No, I think it was like the advertisement was that like you could go and get checked for 100 things in one blood drop.
Yeah.
So I feel like it was probably like you go and pay $50 and
get it all.
10 minutes you're gonna know if you've got any of these 100 things. Right? Like we're testing instead of like like you're saying the spreadsheet is
I don't
like
think it was free.
Well, no, but you know what I mean? Like if you had a spreadsheet in front of you and it's like it's America and you have to fucking pick and choose the fucking blood tests you're gonna get. Maybe you don't get tests for hepatitis A, but you had got B and C kind of thing, right? Like it's this
there
at
was
least
definitely
is like
some kind of weird breakdown, but I don't know.
I don't know
I'm sure
how it
there
works.
was.
I don't know how
Premium.
I remember seeing it too. Yeah.
Paying for like medical care is so foreign to us as Canadians.
Yeah, I don't get it. 20 of her Americans.
But they were also
refuse.
offering like free gift cards, right? Like that was one of their marketing strategies was that they had like a free gift card thing that they sent out to people in Arizona to try, you know, the new.
It's a good like marketing thing though. Like if you got a gift card for Granny and she came back and like I'm fitted or I have like fucking
I need a blood test.
I have a thick, you know, whatever cholesterol. Everyone else in the family's like, oh, we should go use that service.
Thick urine stream.
I have thick urine.
Help me, grandson.
Jesus, like Saturday, like back to like.
Okay, hold on.
Throwback.
If this machine rolled out, how many people are coming in that machine? Right?
Everyone.
How many people are gonna end up coming in that machine?
Yeah.
More than one.
I was gonna say fucking throwback to the beginning of the episode when I said I was so absurdly sick Friday night from drinking everything. Like when I finally woke up Saturday and I was like hungover as shit all fucking day and I like crawled to the bathroom, did a sit down pee, and I turned around to flush the toilet. It was like dark as shit. It was disgusting. It was
that's
so
where you need
dark.
a Theranos or whatever.
Oh my god, I was so ashamed of myself. It looked like iced tea. It was so dark, like just a full piss.
Me and the roommate had fucking like I think I had like 10 sticks of asparagus on Friday night or Thursday night.
You did.
And then the next day, like, woke up, took a piss before work, and it was like just like what the fuck?
I smoked out the bathroom.
Yeah, like I've always heard that, like, you know, obviously asparagus makes your piss smell gross, but like I guess I just don't drink enough of it or eat enough of it for it to be a thing.
Yeah.
And my god, it just fucking was like, ooh, like
it's like on. It's like a deep, rich.
Yeah.
Like it's got some. I don't know, depth to it. The smell.
Like I've never had hepatitis, but I feel like that's what it would smell like.
Yeah, it was rank.
Yeah, probably.
Asparagus is like a real bitter piss.
Well, should we wrap it up? Save questions for next week, or?
Let's do one quick question because our like favorite fan Brian keeps sending in goddamn questions. I mean, goddamn, I love that guy.
Yeah,
so,
you gotta get to it. You're right.
He had a quick question right now. He said, if you could wake up one day and be in any movie of your choice, which would you choose? And I'm going to jump the line right now, and I'm going to say goddamn Heavyweights.
Always put Twinkies on your pizza. Yeah, I would totally...
Heavyweights fucking rules. Before you get into your part,
Heavyweights.
Hanging out with hilarious fat kids.
Yeah.
hot girls across the lake that you could possibly finger.
Easily. Over the shirt?
Possibly. I'm not going to say easily, but I'm going to say possibly.
We are fat, right? Okay,
we are fat. I'm 12 years old. Like, this is not a pervert thing.
No.
And third thing, go-karts. Fourth thing, the Blob. Fifth thing, Ben Stiller as the camp counselor. That's a goddamn great summer. That's a great time life.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Yeah, it sounds fun.
Not bad. Not bad.
But then why wouldn't you just go like meatballs and fucking corkies and all those?
Not enough innocence. I want innocence.
Not enough finger bang or more? Too much finger banging?
I want innocence finger banging.
Okay.
Yeah.
Potential,
I, for
not
one,
the guarantee.
I don't want the guarantee. I want to dance to Saturday Night and
feel all right. Yeah.
Yeah. I want boys against one wall, girls against the other. That awkwardness. I want that. That's a good life.
Okay.
I want to bring a mop and a plunger. Yeah, that's fair. I've thought about this long and hard, and I think I want to be part of Diarrhea Bukkake 41.
Okay, going the porno route.
The fuck are you talking about?
Oh, Diarrhea Bukkake. You've never heard? It's just when everybody shits on a girl.
But what role do you play in this movie?
Are you talking about?
Well, I'm like Diarrhea Bukkake.
Are you number 41? Are you number 41?
No, that's just the number of the movie. Like, there's been 40 before me,
okay.
right?
Jesus
it's the sequel.
Yeah.
I would just be like guy number 2 who had a lot of Taco Bell.
You want to go 2, not number 1?
No, I want to walk in. I want to walk in and see it. I want to see what Hiroshima looked like. You know,
you're gonna leave a fucking smell in the room before you even walk in. Though,
like
splashback. You're gonna go
walk
into that
guy's.
I'm
not gonna be like watching super
Oreo
close
stink.
when some other guy defecates.
Now, what kind of footwear would you go?
Flip flops.
Maybe
steel.
You're not wearing fucking ankle, or I mean, at least knee high.
I might put some socks on.
Knee high boots.
Get some knee highs for
knee high boots. Okay, I'm not going fishing, boys.
I want
going to Diarrhea Bukkake 41.
I'd walk into that room wearing knee highs for sure.
Just barefooting at your brother.
No, have you ever fucking diarrheaed knee highs? Nobody wants to. What if it But what happens if the diarrhea gets into the back of your knee highs? All over your heels.
At least it's your own diarrhea. I'm not splashing through someone else's diarrhea.
That's what the flip-flops are for.
Of all the movies in the world, eh? This is...
Well, okay, it's that or Willy Wonka, the Chocolate Factory.
God damn it, Brian. Why did you send in this question? You ruined our show.
Oh, man.
I do Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the first one, with Gene Wilder.
Because you get to lay in bed with the old man.
Yeah, Grandpa Joe and Josephine. I'd be fucking right there.
Men.
Have fun, Willie. That's what I'd say, or whatever the fuck that kid's name was, Charlie. I don't care that you didn't pick me. I'm gonna stay here with Grandpa Josephine. No,
wait, are you one of the old people in this movie, or are you Charlie?
I feel like I get to do whatever I want. Like I'd hang out in bed for a bit.
Gloop,
yeah, and then I get up and watch some kids fucking die. I think that'd be kind of cool. Watching that fat kid fall into the fucking ocean of
That's my
chocolate.
movie. Don't change movies. Yeah. That's my movie. Heavyweight.
No. It's funny you said heavyweight.
You talking about Josh that goes missing mid-movie?
Heard about your friend Josh. Heard he's dead. No, yeah, I think that would be fucking sick. You get to eat a lot of candy.
Yeah.
You know?
Schnozberries. Only place you can get schnozberries.
I hear they taste like schnozberries.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be a good movie. Being one of the Super Troopers.
Ooh. Yeah, that'd be a good one. What about you, Mike? What's your movie?
What movie you want to live in? Don't say Ninja Turtles original.
Diarrhea Bukkake 40? I mean,
you better not. You better not. That was a close second.
I'd like to get in while like the franchise is still young.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Fast and Furious 6.
First 39 were messy.
yeah, way too messy. I hadn't really thought about it too much, but what came to mind first was Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Wow.
Like that'd be pretty sweet.
I never.
How about you like untuck your dick and give us a real answer?
Can you stop being so
that would
right
be
now and
sweet.
give us
It's
a
like,
real answer?
Yeah.
Diary of Bukkake 39. I mean, like.
Yeah. It's a better storyline. That's
give
for
us
certain.
Jay and Silent Bob or something, like something normal people have seen.
That doesn't sound that interesting. I don't know.
Jay
I guess I'm
Silent.
on like a little bit of a sci-fi kick, but I haven't seen that movie in a while. I don't know. It seemed like an interesting, world. Or like, I don't know. What's the Back to the Future where they're like in the Wild West?
3.
Like, that'd be pretty rad.
That's the
Number
third
3.
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Skyler, isn't that movie you stole from Blockbuster?
Yes, 2 and 3.
He stole 2 of the 3. You didn't even steal the first.
Yeah, I rented 2 and 3 and then just didn't bring them back. And then when I went back there, the next time, they were like, "You have 2 copies of Back to the Future Part 2 out right now. You haven't brought them back." And I was just like, "Why would I
have 2?
Why would I have 2 of the same movie? That doesn't make any sense." And they're like, "You're right, that doesn't." So they made me pay for one for like $10, so I got the 2 of them. Actually,
that's why Blockbuster's no more.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah.
Business shortly.
Netflix doesn't let that fly.
No.
They do sometimes.
Yeah, you're right.
Because every now and then you'd
message
me like, "Where do you live right now?" Because it says I got like a sign-in in Romania or some bullshit country.
This is true. Yeah. Okay, just checking, making sure.
Yep, that's me.
Yeah.
And why wouldn't you say the original Ninja Turtles? That was such a good fucking movie.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty good. You get to go into the country at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking. Yeah. Who was in the bathtub? Raph.
It's
been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. But to think, like, living in a world where there was,
face
like,
down, breathing through his asshole.
Ninja Turtles.
You can kick that rat Jesse in the face.
Fucking Jesse, you fucking little poser rat.
That bitch.
Fucking.
Wasn't even part of the clan. Like, join the Foot Clan or don't, Jesse.
Yeah.
Fuck. Alright, boys, let's wrap this shit up. This has been a long, stupid episode.
Yeah, longest one in a while.
It was like 40 minutes of gripes. Like, we have to... Is this just going to be the new show, fucking gripes?
I was thinking we could have went a whole hour and saved this for the following week. But we'd probably end up doing the same thing again. So.
I drank this whole bottle of wine, and I'm
good.
Fucking done. I'm going to fall asleep on my back and throw up all over my glasses again.
Nice.
I want to give a shout out to Febreze. I want to give a shout out to Burger King for a future sponsor, and Frontline Fiesta for giving us amazing theme music that you will hear within 3 minutes. And follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. You can download the podcast on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Play. I think there's another one, but who remembers? Too many things.
Too many things.
Last words, boys?
Shout out to our Asian demographic.
Yeah.
You know, huddling around.
Making a goddamn mess of your front yard.
Yeah.
I'll say help control the human population and don't circumcise your children.
Oh, I thought you were going to go the Bob Barker way and spade or neuter your pet.
No, just nobody wants to fucking uncircumcised dick.
Bringing it back around.
But we're going to cut that fucking part of the show. It doesn't make any sense now.
Well, we're kind of, it's just funny though. It doesn't matter if there's backstory.
Jesus Christ.
40 minutes of talking about weird uncircumcised penises before we went live. Bringing it back.
Yeah,
secret episode that'll be released at a later date. Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys. We'll be back next week. Anyone that tuned in to the end of this episode, we fucking love you.
Yeah.
And we'll see you. Bye-bye.
No condoms forever.
Thanks everybody for tuning in this week. We are Pretty Much Experts. You can check us out on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and YouTube. While you're at it, go have a look at our Facebook page. You can ask an expert any time of day or night, whatever you like. And if you're into it, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. We want to hear from you, baby. Thanks again, everybody. Tune in next week. We are Pretty Much Experts, and we love you, I guess.